Hey y'all, welcome back to Leslie's Mature Makeup and Beauty. As you can see from the title today, we're going to do part 2 of my 2021 favorites, sort of year-end favorites. I'll try not to be as long-winded, but y'all know, obviously when I start talking about makeup, I just ramble. And I want to open everything and touch everything, so we'll try not to do that. So yeah, we'll just get started. I've got eye primer, eyeshadow, lip liners, eyeliners, lipstick, lip gloss, brows, mascara, setting spray, and then like I said at the end of my last video, like the tools that I found this year that I really like. I'm going to share those as well. So for eye primer, I tried a few from the drugstore and some of them were just too tacky. It seemed like it made my eyeshadow harder to go on, but I've been really enjoying, and y'all see me use this all the time, the NYX Ultimate, I think they call it a shadow and liner primer. I just got the light shade, I think. Now, if you use too much of this, it's just a little tiny doe foot. If you use too much of this, it will get sticky. But I've really been enjoying this, and I think it's $10 or less. I'm not entirely sure exactly what the price is, but I've really enjoyed this one. And then y'all have also seen me use the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Eye Primer. I just got the small one. This retails for like $13. Same type of applicator. And to me, these work pretty much the same. If you use too much of this one, it's going to get sticky too. But either one of these I think are good, good eye primers. But going forward, I will probably just stick with the NYX or, maybe try something else from the drugstore. But this one is just, it works great. It keeps my eyeshadow on all day. My eyeshadow doesn't crease. I just really like it. Now, I do prefer, I have found, to set down any eye primer that I use with a little bit of loose powder, just to, or if I've got a light shade in my eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using, set it down with that so that everything just goes on a little bit easier, and it's easier for me to blend because I'm not a blending pro by any stretch of the words. So now let's talk about eyeshadow palettes. This was really hard. And I probably have way too many, but it is what it is. I love eyeshadow. So we're just going to start with ColourPop. That is a brand that I think I may have tried one palette from them like last year in 2020, and I wasn't super impressed with it, but I kept hearing people talk about them. So I thought maybe I just got a dud or one of the palettes that wasn't the best formula, and I really think that's what happened, because the first palette I bought from them was the Garden Variety palette. And I don't know if it's a color story in that one or what it is, but it's just not, it just didn't wow me. But I have found several this year that I absolutely love. And y'all have heard me talk about Stone Cold Fox. I love cool tones. And this one is just, you got some kind of mauve shades, you got your grays, you got some kind of taupes over here. And the way this is laid out, I think it's super easy to use. You can just pick a column and go. I find myself wanting to reach for this one often. The shimmers in here are fabulous. And I don't think this one does not have any eye safety warnings. I don't like pressed glitter. Now, I do have a palette here that's kind of an honorable mention because I've only had it for just a little bit, but I don't love pressed glitter. I don't want glitter in my eye. I don't want to scratch my cornea. I don't own glitter glue, but this one is just a cool-toned girl's dream. And you do have, a couple of shades over on this side that are a little on the warmer side, but I love this one. It's one of their mega palettes. It retails for $34 normally, like regular price. But if you watch the ColourPop site or sign up for emails, they do sales all the time. Because this the palette that I'm going to give the honorable mention to, I got for like $17. They were having a half off deal or something of that nature. And then the other one that I love from them is this Boudoir Noir palette. I think I've used this on my channel. This one does have a mirror, but I think I use this for like my fall look. But those greens are gorgeous. There is one pressed glitter in here, I think this Bedtime Story shade. So I haven't used that, but the quality's there. It's gorgeous. I love it. And then that's taupe that I picked up kind of recently. Again, cool toned. You do have one Super Shock shadow in here, which I find works best if you just apply with your finger. Why am I touching it? I don't know. But this is kind of taupey. Got a little bit of mauve-y undertones going on in some of these. Formula's great. Love it. And then the one that I picked up most recently, I think I might have got this one on sale too. Maybe they were doing 30% off. It's the It's a Mood palette. It's another one of their mega palettes. This one is a new release this year. I've only used this one once, but so far all the shades that I've used are, you know, the same formula that is in all of those others. Again, they've got it arranged in nice kind of color coordinated columns, and that's not coming off. Those purples and greens are really just stunning. And I think there are I think there's like 3 pressed glitters, and then there is one just like pigment warning on this deep like burgundy shade here. Those can cause staining of the eyes, and some people do have like an allergic reaction to those shades, but I've enjoyed this one the time that I've used it, and so far feeling of it, it feels like it's just like all the other ColourPop palettes that I've discovered this year. All of those were purchases this year. And then the next one, I've actually not had this one all that long either, but it performed beautifully. It's the Alter Ego Shadow Kiss palette. Again, cool tones. This one does have a mirror. I think this retails for like $16. It's supposed to be a dupe for the Natasha Denona Glam palette. You only get, I think, 5 mattes, and then the rest are shimmers or satins, but these are super easy to work with. The shimmers have got it's a great formula. I do want to pick up more from Alter Ego. I'm hoping maybe they will dupe something else or put out something else this year. I think they're an indie brand, so they don't have a ton of products on their page, but this formula is really nice to work with. And these deeper shades, you know, I didn't find that they went on patchy. They were easy to blend. I loved it. I recommend Alter Ego, but at least the Shadow Kiss palette, because like I said, I haven't tried anything else from them, but I do want to. And then we'll move into some smaller palettes. I have used some of these on my channel as well. These little Essence 6-pan palettes, I have 4 of them. I've got the Dancing Green, I Like to Mauve It, Ice Ice Baby, and Coral Me Maybe. I actually used Dancing Green today, but these are just, the formula in here is fantastic. The packaging is actually really nice, I think, for Essence, and these are like, what, $4 or something? But this is the mauve one, but you, like I said, you get a nice mirror, sturdy plastic packaging, and these shadows are beautiful. They blend easy. These shimmers, I know in this, I think this Coral palette was the first one that I tried. Just buttery. They're gorgeous. Gorgeous. I mean, look at those shimmers. I mean, they're just stunning. They go on super easy. Like I said, everything blends well. And there are 2 others besides the ones that I have here. There's a taupe one and then a bronze one. The bronze one's a little bit warmer, so I didn't pick it up. And then the taupe one, it looks really pretty, but I have that Stone Cold Fox palette, so I try not to buy a bunch of stuff that duplicates the same, you know, the exact same color stories. But I kind of have a hard time because I lean towards the same, you know, those same shades. But I have enjoyed all of these that I have used. And for $4, I mean, these would be great, I think, for travel. You know, if something happens to it, it's $4 is all you've lost. You know, you've not lost $50 or whatever. You got a mirror. You get 3, I think it's 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. Yeah, 3 mattes and 3 shimmers in each one of these. And they're just, I've really enjoyed them. They've been really nice find this year. And then I only discovered tried out the e.l.f. Bite Size palettes this year. These are the only, well, I actually have one more that's a new shade that I'll be trying out soon. But this Mint Melt one was the first one that I tried, and it is such a pretty green, because you got kind of this deeper green on the outside here to deepen it up with, 2 shimmers and 2 mattes. But the formula on these little e.l.f. Bite Size palettes is, I love it. This Rose Water one, you can see those mauve tones. You know, I love those. They're just gorgeous. I love these. And for, what are these, $3? You just can't beat it. I love them. They released an all matte one and then I think like a creamsicle one. I did pick up the all matte one. We're going to do a full face of e.l.f. Soon. They had a few new products I wanted to try out. I had a lot of points to use, but these are just, I love them. And while we're on the subject of e.l.f., I also love their shadow sticks. These are the only 3 that I have. I used this one. It looks dark, but once you put it on, it's kind of just a nice lighter shade. I like to use this in the inner, excuse me, the inner corner to brighten up. And this brown, it's really nice. And these are super easy. You just color them on, and then you can take a brush or your finger. And I usually like to take a brush. You know, I kind of color it where I want it, and then take a brush and diffuse it up. And it's just, they're beautiful. And then I have this other one from, I think, their regular line. Whatever shade this is. Magnetic Pull. And it's like this purpley, taupey, shimmery type shade. But I love these. They last a long time on the eyes. I don't find that they crease. Now, I always use a primer, so keep that in mind. But these have been really nice. I've really enjoyed those this year as well. Those are nice for a quick, you know, 1 or 2 and done, and you're out the door. And then I do have a couple of other cream shadows that I have discovered this year. These are the Revlon Colorstay cream shadows. I've only got 2 shades, this purple and this green, because obviously I love purple and green. These are both shimmery shades, but same as like those shadow sticks. These are super easy for like a 1 and done to get out the door. They do come with a little brush in them, but I've never used. It's like a little tiny stiff brush. I've never used that. I usually just apply it with my finger and then use a brush to kind of diffuse it up into the crease, you know, just to kind of feather it out a little bit, and out the door I go. I've loved these. Long lasting, easy, pretty affordable. And then I do have a couple of higher end palettes that I tried this year that I actually thought were worth the money. And the first one, and I don't know that this was released this year, but it's the Samantha March with Ofra Cosmetics, the Life's a Draft palette. Again, with those purples, but you also get a bronzer, a highlight, and a blush. I can't say that the bronzer is my favorite. It's a little bit too warm for me, but this blush and highlight are beautiful. But these shades, these shadows blend super easy. And I got this on sale as well. I think it retails for around $35. But I think I paid somewhere in the $20 range. They were having a sale, but those shades are just gorgeous. And you know, Ofra's kind of known for their highlighters. They're pretty high beam. I mean, you can see but they're a really nice, silky, buttery formula. So I have enjoyed that for a high-end palette. And then one other high-end palette that I think this one was limited edition, but they did make a smaller version that is available all the time. And it's the Tartelette Juicy palette. I like Tarte eyeshadows. I know they kind of get a lot of flack here on YouTube, but I find them easy to work with. And this is that color story. Now it is scented. It just smells sweet, kind of vanilla-y, but lots of those pinks, you know, some browns in there. And these are pretty big pans. I think this was like $45. And then their smaller version that they still have available is a little cheaper than that. But the color story is the same. But you can see with this one, you know, there's a couple of shades that kind of overlap that you don't really need both of them in the palette. So I think the smaller one, you're still going to get, you know, this basic color story, but just in a smaller, you know, more compact version. But I really like this. Like I said, it's easy to use. I've enjoyed using it, and it smells nice. Which I know everybody doesn't like fragrance in their makeup. I don't mind it so much, but, you know, I know it's not for everybody. So that's all the eyeshadow I have to share with you. And then we'll move on to eyeliners. I have a few different brands that really kind of stood out to me this year. One is the Milani Stay Put eyeliner. I have it in 03 Duchess. It's like a plummy, purpley shade, which really brings out the green in my eyes. And this does stay put. It's got a little smudger. It's just a retractable pencil. But once you get this on, once it dries down, it's down. So if you want to put it on and then smudge it out, just do one eye at a time. Kind of like the shadow sticks, you know, or cream shadows, just work one eye at a time. But I think that's a good formula. I do want to pick up more shades of that one. And then also the Maybelline Tattoo Studio gel liners. I've got two of those. I have one that's in a brown shade and one that's rich amethyst. Because I was looking for that plummy shade, so that's a little bit more purple, but it's really pretty. And they have, they don't have a sharpener on the end. You have to sharpen these, but I don't think you do. Yeah. But these are really nice and long lasting. They're really easy to do the waterline with because they're super creamy. And then LA Girl, their Shockwave Eyeliner is really nice. This is the only one that I have, but I got this like metallic coppery shade. But it's really pretty. I wore this in my last video. And these last really well. This is the shade Brown Sugar. And then from Essence, I only have one nude, like waterline pencil. And it's this one. It lasts pretty good. I haven't tried any of the other eyeliners to see, you know, how they do in the waterline, that kind of stuff. But I've enjoyed that one for my lower waterline. Sometimes, you know, you want to brighten that area up. So those are my favorite eyeliner finds of the year. And I don't wear eyeliner every day. Y'all know a lot of times in my videos I don't wear eyeliner. And then we'll move on to lip liner. And I have several colors kind of from the same brand. Again, I've got LA Girl. This is the only one that I have. This is the shade Coquette. But it's a really pretty kind of brownie nude. I think I wore this maybe in my last video. I can't remember. But it lasts well. It's a sharpenable gel type pencil. Super soft. But once it dries down, it stays well. And then NYX makes fantastic lip liners. There are two different formulas. I think I have a... because I know they're different. I'm just not sure. Why can't I see? This one with the lighter color tube and then the black cap is the Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and Definitely a Turn On Waterproof Extreme Color Lip Liner. And I have the shade Nude Suede Shoes. This is a really nice, I need to sharpen it. It's a really nice pinky nude. And then I have their matte formula as well that is a sharpenable pencil. So I think this one, no, you sharpen both of these. They're just a little bit of a different formula. This is like a plastic pencil, and this is more of a wooden pencil. The wooden pencil is a little bit, a little drier feeling when it goes on the lips, but they last really well. And they do have different price points. I think one, excuse me. I think one of them is somewhere around $4 and the other is somewhere in that $8 range, but those are really nice. But my absolute favorite lip liner of the year has got to be Revlon. These are their retractable pencils. These last forever. I usually like to fill in my entire lip and then go over it with a gloss or something. Even after my gloss wears off, I actually used this wine color in my, I think my holiday look, but those are the three shades that I have. Wine is that deepest one, and then this kind of middle shade here is Mink, and then the last, that lightest kind of pinky-ish one is like Blush Rose. That's not my favorite color, but this formula is fantastic. You put this stuff on, it's not going anywhere. So if you make a mistake with these, clean it up right away. Don't wait till the end because you ain't going to get it off once it's on. But I've loved, that's my favorite formula, is that from Revlon. And then lipsticks. Oh, I love lipstick too. I love everything makeup. Who am I kidding? Some of my favorite bullet lipsticks are from Flower Beauty. They have a cream formula and they have a matte formula. I actually have on Naked Blush. I lined my lips with might have been the L'Oreal lip liner I lined them with today. But then I put this in the center. And for a matte formula, I didn't put any gloss or anything on. Y'all know I normally love a gloss. But this is a really comfortable matte formula. And then I have a couple of the cream. I have Barrymore and Spiced Petal. And just look at this packaging. The packaging is just super cute. It looks high-end. But this is Barrymore and then Spiced Petal. I love this cream formula is super comfortable too. Now, it doesn't last as long as the matte formula. No cream formula is going to last as long as a matte formula. But these are really nice, high-quality feeling, luxury feeling lipsticks for like, what are they, somewhere around $8. I do want to try more from Flower Beauty in the next year. And then Revlon makes a really nice, I think one of these is like a pearl finish and then the cream finish. But this is one of my favorite shades, Sassy Mauve. You can see I kind of have I love those mauve-y berry tones. But Revlon makes a really nice. The only thing, it's kind of hard to see when you're in store with the lights exactly what shade you're going to get. But I really like Revlon's lipsticks. They're a really nice formula as well. And speaking of Revlon, their Colorstay Satin Ink. You know, I had purchased this, and then I recently put it on in a video, and I remember why I do really like this. For a liquid lipstick, it does dry down to a matte finish, but it's not super drying on the lips. It's a comfortable formula. That's the shade that I have. I do want to pick up. You can see my shades there are kind of, like I said, they're kind of similar. But this is the shade Speak Up. Really pretty shade. And like I said, for a matte formula, it's comfortable. Because I don't like those matte formulas that make my lips feel like the Sahara Desert. I can't take it. And then sort of a in-between hybrid lipstick lip gloss. These L'Oreal Glossy lip stains are, and look, I can read that. It's Be Outstanding. I think I've used this in my full face of L'Oreal, but this is such an interesting formula. It goes on super shiny and glossy, and then as the shine wears away, you are left with like a stain on your lips. Like it wears off really beautifully. Super comfortable. I keep saying I'm going to get more shades, and I haven't yet. They just came out with a gloss and balm. I did pick up one of those. I just haven't used it yet. But this is a really nice kind of hybrid lipstick lip gloss formula it feels really nice and it wears off nice. And then lip glosses, my absolute favorite, I think I lost one of these somewhere, is these Maybelline Lifter Glosses. I have 5, I know I have 5 of them. I actually have 2 of the shade Moon because it's my absolute favorite. You can put this shade on anything and it just zhuzhes it up. And even after, we'll just have a little for now. These do have a little bit of a vanilla scent. But even after these, and the packaging just looks kind of luxe. Now, it's not great for putting in the pocket, but they have hyaluronic acid in them. And even after the glossiness wears off, my lips still feel hydrated. I have Moon, Reef, I've got Pearl, I've got Stone. Like I said, I have 2 Moon because it's my absolute favorite to put over. It doesn't, you can see it didn't drastically change the color of the lip combo that I had on, but they're just, I love them. Absolutely love them. And then, I've talked about these before too. I know these have been around for a while, but I only discovered them this year. It's the NYX Butter Glosses. This shade right here, Fortune Cookie, is so great to do like an ombre lip. You know, put on something deeper and then put this kind of in the center and tap it out. And it just makes the most beautiful ombre lip. And these last, you know, like a gloss, not super long, but I don't know if they smell. All I can smell is the vanilla from those lifter glosses. But this formula feels super nice too. And they have, you know, lots of different shades. This is what I picked up in that little, it was a little holiday kit. But I love these as well. These, between those 2 lip gloss formulas, I could probably never buy another lip gloss and be happy, but will that happen? No, because I love them. But those have been super nice as well. Alright, and then brows. Y'all know I don't do a whole lot with my brows. I do dye them every so often. And since I've been using that Grande Brow Serum, which I do, it works. It works. Because I have not filled anything in. All I have on is a clear brow gel. And I used to have a pretty good bald spot right here. It's filling in. I'm also getting a few hairs in this area. It comes in a little gold tube. I meant to bring that to show it to you because that is one of the another favorite find of the year is that Grande Brow. Because like I said, it works. The only thing is, you know, once you stop using it, you will lose your results. But once you get where you want to get with it, you can just, do 2 or 3 times a week, and you're supposed to be able to keep those results that you've gotten. But as far as a brow pencil goes, I like the ones from Maybelline. This is their ultra fine, or their ultra slim brow. I use the shade soft brown. This you can get those little, I have an open one somewhere, I just couldn't find it. Little tiny hair-like strokes. And then this is a newer one that they released. It's their Maybelline New York Express Brow. I think I used this in a video. It's got this kind of triangle shaped, I don't know if you can, triangle shaped tip. And then on the other end, it has a powder. So if I just need to fill in really quick, maybe it's time to color my brows and I haven't done it, I can take this, run it through the brows and kind of fill in those bare spots. And then, if you do have a really sparse brow, you're not going to get super hair-like strokes with this, but just kind of filling in larger areas, or if you want to define underneath or your arch, I think that's good for that. And then Tinted Brow Gel. I've tried a couple. I like the one from Essence, but my favorite is this from Ulta Beauty. They just call it Brow Tint. It's just got the little spoolie. It's got a light tint to it, but this actually gives pretty good hold as well. And it doesn't pull too warm. A lot of brown or soft brown brow products, I can't talk, seem to pull a little bit warm, like orangey on me. But this one doesn't, and it actually gives a good bit of hold. And then for clear brow gel, I do like the Milani clear brow gel. This does not have, it's just got a big, it's almost like a mascara wand. But I think this is what I used today. I put this on and then just kind of pressed my brows to the skin. But for super duper hold, this NYX Brow Glue, you can see it's kind of stringy. And it's got a smaller little spoolie. The name says it all. This is like glue. You can brush this through and then kind of pat your brow down, and it absolutely holds them in place. And then I can't find, yes, here it is. This Beauty Bay Brush Up Brows Brow Soap. This is really great too. It's just kind of clear, but you spray this with some water or some setting spray, rub your spoolie in, and brush them up, and this will give you that really nice, feathery, brushed up brow look. Okay, so we had just talked about brows, and sorry, I had a phone call, so it kind of threw me off kilter. But yes, none of the brow things that I talked about, none of them give me the dandruff brows, and they hold my brows well. The least holdy thing of all is probably that Milani brow gel, but I think it's still good. It is one of my kind of go-to things that I grab for. So, mascara. My absolute favorite, full volume mascara is the Maybelline Lash Sensational. Again, this is not new this year. It's just new to me this year. And it's possible I tried it in the past and just forgot. But I prefer a silicone wand. I like a curved wand, and it has both. But this gives me length and volume. It doesn't flake. It doesn't smudge. I really enjoy it. It's affordable. What more can you say? And then, for my, like, kind of everyday, I use this in my little quick everyday out the door kind of look. this ColourPop Act Natural mascara. This is in the shade Brown. Now this does have the standard kind of boar bristle brush. It is a little bit fatter. Now this one I don't find that you can, you can't build this up, or for me, excuse me, I can't build it up to make my lashes really jump out, but this is just a nice, it leaves the lashes soft. It gives them that nice kind of feathery, fluffy look. Like I said, I love this to just get out the door quick. It doesn't flake or smudge, and it's a really nice formula, I think. And then lash primers. Y'all know my go-to favorite lash primer is now the L'Oreal Voluminous Base. It's just the white one. Apparently they make a pink one. I haven't tried it yet, but again, boar bristle brush. This just, lash primers, will help volumize your lashes, and then it's also supposed to help kind of condition and protect your lashes from mascara. Because I did notice, when I worked full-time and I wore mascara every single day of my life, your lashes, if you're not using something that's not super drying, it can cause your lashes to break and, just not look as good. And I noticed when I first stopped working, it was probably like a week or two before I wore mascara, consistently. When I did put mascara on again, my lashes looked so good. They just looked healthier. But for a high-end lash primer, this Lancome Seals Booster is good. But I'm going to use this one up. But this one works just as well to me. So I'm not going to be spending the $27 on the high-end one. I'm just going to stick to the L'Oreal one. And as far as high-end mascara goes this year, Lancome did release their Lash Idole. It's like a rose gold tube with, I think, black on it. It's got a curved brush. I don't still have it here. I used it up. If I can get it on sale, I'll buy it again because I did like it. It gave really nice length. It didn't give a ton of volume, but it had the curved silicone brush. But for a high-end mascara, I think Lancome does a good job with them. It's just, for the price, drugstore mascara to me is just the way I'm going to go. Setting spray. I tried this, and you can see I've used a good bit of it. This Milani Make It Last. It's okay. I don't feel like it does anything super special, but I really liked this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This does not change the way my makeup looks. Like once, whatever finish I have, when I spray this on, it just kind of helps seal everything in and hold it on. But it doesn't make my face dewy. It doesn't make my face matte. It just holds in what you've got. I find this is a really nice setting spray. This is like the mini size. I got it in a little Sephora Favorites set. And I think you can get the mini for like $20, but I think this is a really nice setting spray. I tried one from NYX, and I think I tried another one, but I didn't care for those. They didn't seem to do anything at all. But I really enjoy this one. So that is all of the makeup products. And then I have a few tools I'm going to share with y'all. And then we will be done. I told myself I wasn't going to be so long-winded today, but here we are. My husband says I can't make a short video, and he is correct. My absolute favorite find. Oh, I don't know if I could say it's my absolute favorite. I don't know. Let's just talk about it. This Angie Hot and Flashy brush set that she did with, it's BK Beauty and Angie Hot and Flashy, and you can see these are dirty because I use them. Oh, this one doesn't belong in there. That's a different brand. But it came with 7 brushes. You got 5 eye brushes, a concealer brush, and an angled blush brush. Really nice. These are perfect. I think they are well worth the money. It was, like I said, a more spendy set. My 2 favorite brushes from the eye brushes are the A504 and the A502. They're just the perfect size. These were specifically designed for more mature eyes, more mature skin, hooded eyes. I mean, these are just fantastic. Like the smallest drugstore brushes that I have are from Real Techniques, and I like these. I think these are good. They're really soft, but you can see the size difference. This is just, I love this one for the outside corner, and if I want to do like a halo eye, this is really nice for the inside corner. It's kind of domed, but tapered a little bit at the end, but still fluffy. This one is great for the crease. They are, I hope soon, maybe, going to release these as individuals. Right now, all you can only get it as a set. But this is absolutely, I love this concealer brush. I use this to put on, when I do put on concealer, this is what I use. It's just perfect to get up in this cavern, and then it's just super soft. It doesn't pull or tug at the skin. Angled blush brush. I think this is really nice. I do have angled blush brushes from other brands that there's something about the density of this one that I really like. But this has been by far one of my favorite purchases of the year as far as tools go. I just have a hard time finding brushes that are a little bit smaller for my eyes at the drugstore. But I really, this is an investment, but I think it was well worth it. Like I said, I reach for these every time I do my eye makeup, and once they sell these individually, I'm definitely going to get backups of these two that I use for the crease and the outer corner work. I love them. They're soft. The quality's there. I've washed these several times, and they always, they go right back to shape. I've not lost any hairs. I just think I kind of think of it like a mechanic's tools. You don't want to buy the cheapest tools you can because they're not going to last. I kind of feel the same way with, like makeup tools. Sometimes the cheaper brushes. Now, Real Techniques does a good job. I have lost a few hairs in some of my Real Techniques brushes, but it's just, these sizes are perfect. And then I also picked up, when I made that purchase, the BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. This is so soft. This is a big version of this concealer brush. But a lot of foundation brushes that I'd tried in the past, they were kabuki style brushes, really stiff. I felt like it left brush strokes on my face. This one does a really good job if I do want to, really get the most coverage that I can out of a foundation. I've really enjoyed this one as well. Really well made. Just, they're pretty. But I've loved those BK Beauty brushes that I've purchased this year. They're fantastic. And speaking of Real Techniques, this is the little set that those brushes came in. I love this Lash Comb. It is great. It's metal. And it really will comb through the lashes. And, if you have any clumps or you have any sticking together, this works great. And like I said, the other brushes that came in that set, other than like the little pencil, the little super pointy brush, I've used all of these often. This one I use more just to like set down the lid, if I want to do some powder on the lid. And then, for the crease work, either of these two work good. And this is pretty good for smudging. I like it. And I think it was about $16 or something, but these are really soft. I like those. And then y'all see me use this every time. This one's dirty, so just don't judge me. It's my Stands Out Beauty Sponge. It's like memory foam. You don't have to wet this. You just wet it the first few uses, but it's big, so you can really, get your foundation pressed in quickly. And even if I do put on foundation with a brush, I like to go over it with my sponge just to press everything in. And then you've kind of got, it's kind of triangle shaped, so you can really kind of squish it and get under the eye if you want to press your concealer in a little more. I've loved it. When I put foundation on with this, I feel like it just kind of almost airbrushes my face. There's something about this, the texture of it, that's just, and it does clean up, a little bit better than this. And mine does have a couple of chunks missing. My grandson thought he wanted to eat it. So it's really nice. I've really enjoyed it. This retails for like $20, and I think they do free U.S. shipping. It's a small woman-owned business, but it's just, I love it. I love it better than any of the other sponges I've tried. And then I recently discovered this little Beauty Blender Pocket Puff. This, you can do fingers in here or, slip them through this little doolally here. And I love this for powder. This has been, it's not super fluffy. I don't know if you can tell. It's almost velvety feeling, but you can get, you know, if you want to powder under your eyes. I don't usually, just because my under eyes are dry, but this works really great for, you know, powder in the face. And I don't feel like it disturbs my foundation when I'm just, you know, just pressing everything in. But I've really enjoyed this. This retails for about $15. And it's got this little like spongy side. I guess maybe you could use that side for something, but I normally just use the little floofy pink side for powder. I've really enjoyed that. And then my other brushes that I've loved that I purchased this year. This is the e.l.f. Putty Primer Applicator. It's a little bit of a shorter brush. It's got that little scoop. I don't use the scoop. This is fantastic for cream blush, cream bronzer. It's dense, but it's soft, and it is just fantastic for blending out those cream products. I really enjoy this. And if you have the putty blushes or the putty bronzers, this size fits right down in that component, and, you know, I love it. I love this. And then I also picked up recently this e.l.f. Complexion Brush. I've been liking this a lot for bronzer. You can see it's kind of got a skinnier side and then a more fanned out side, and this just kind of fits perfectly for powder bronzer. I've really enjoyed this e.l.f. Complexion Brush. And, you know, these are both from e.l.f., so I think this was like $6 and this was like $5. But I've enjoyed both of those. Oh, pencil brush. This one is from Sigma. I had tried a couple of other pencil brushes, but this one is, even though it's a dense pencil brush, it's kind of soft, and it's great to get, you know, smudge out underneath the eyes, or if you've got, you know, you've made kind of a line somewhere, you can turn it on its side and kind of fan that out to smudge it out. But I've really enjoyed this Sigma pencil brush. These are really nice brushes. This is the E30. And of course, I'll have everything listed down below that I've talked about. And then also from Sigma, this thing has been so great. It is the Sigma Switch. You can see it's got all these different textures. It's like little silicone nubbies. But when you're doing your eyeshadow, you can take, you know, this has got color on it. Rub it across this. And it says, you know, for highlighter, blush, eyeshadow, whatever. I just kind of use any part of it. But you just rub that around on there, and it takes the color off of your brush so that you can dip into a different shade and still use your same brush. You know, if you have your, like this is one of my favorite brushes if I want to do, you know, different shades, but I need this size brush. This retails for like $19.50. It's two-sided. Both sides have the same thing. I keep this on my little makeup table all the time, and I use it every time I do my makeup. It even does well, like if I've put on a cream blush and I want to clean this off and use, or if I've put on a cream bronzer and I want to clean this brush off to use for blush, this little thicker side here, it just takes it right off. I love it. I had one of those color switch that was in a little, like the little foam ones. This seems like it's a little more gentle. It cleans up easy. Like with the little foam ones, I found that once I washed those a couple of times, they didn't perform as well. This one cleans up pretty easy, and then it's, you know, it's silicone. It's going to last for quite a while, so I really love this. And then the only thing that I have left, and this is not something that I use every single day, but it's this Revlon Eyelash Curler. Sometimes I have naturally, you know, kind of curled up lashes, but sometimes I'll have those rogue lashes that just won't stay where they're supposed to be. And this is the best lash curler I have ever tried. I have another one here that I got from, I think, Japanesque. But you can see the size difference. This is the Revlon and this is the Japanesque. And you can see this one is much bigger. So this one is so much easier to get all of my lashes in, and it will curl those rogue lashes that I can't seem to get with this one. Like you can see the curve is a little bit different on them, and then just the length of this part makes this one, the Revlon one, so much easier to use. When I purchased it, it was in a concept store for like $15 or $16, and all they ask for that discounted price is you give them a, you know, whatever your legitimate review is. And I actually tried to go and review it after I'd had it for a couple of weeks, and it wouldn't let me. They're like, we'll send you an email when you've had time to really use it to ask for your feedback. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but this is the only one that I've used that actually works good, and it's easy for me to use because I'm not very good at it. But just the size difference and just the curvature of it, it just works a lot better than any of the others that I've tried. And that, we have finally reached the end. I know I'm long-winded and I have talked about a ton of stuff, but I have found lots of goodies this year. I certainly hope that y'all enjoyed this video. When this goes up, it will be after Christmas. If you celebrated Christmas, I hope that you had a wonderful day with your family. And if y'all make New Year's resolutions, let me know. I don't. I quit because I never can. I never kept them, and it just made me feel bad about myself, so I stopped doing it. But yeah, that's it. Those are all of my favorite things. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope maybe something in here piqued your interest. And I just thank you guys again for your support. It means the world to me. Y'all are the best subscribers in the whole wide world. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.